Welcome back to the official GeekSpeak podcast. I'm your host, Sean Williams, and joining as always is my co-host, Josh Sweatweather, Rudy Rudolph. This is the podcast where we watch movies, make movies, play games, and more. What else can you ask for? I know you can ask for. Episodes come out between May 27th and now, July 10th.
I thought we released that episode like in June.
We released it in June, but we recorded on the 27th.
You gotta love life and the inconsistencies of our circumstances.
So, today's episode is mostly going to be about news. We don't have a main topic. We just have a month of things that have happened that I think are big enough in our geeky pop cultural world that are worth talking about. I had cut a lot of stuff still, don't worry, but, there's even, the most things that happen about Captain America 4 are just cut out because that's a lot.
This is going to be very interesting for me because for the past month, I've been actively trying to stay off social media just because of the world is burning literally and figuratively and just everything sucks. And my mental health, every time I open up Twitter, just takes a nosedive. So I'm just like,
you mean
all right.
X?
Huh?
You mean X? It's not Twitter.
Josh. Shut up. But every time I open it up, it just depresses me more and more. So I've actually been trying to prioritize my mental health and am not going on there actively. So this is going to be interesting to see what stuff I actually don't know.
You know what's better than Twitter or X now? Actually, it's Threads.
How is that? Because the one reason I didn't get it was that if you wanted to delete it, you had to delete your Instagram. Is that still the case with it?
Oh, I have no idea. I barely used it. I started curating my page more. I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. The only problem is right now, there's a For You page and then a following page, and the following page is actually who you're following and only that. And I like that. And on top of that, the Threads thing right now for me though on the For You is showing me a lot of the boys. I'm like, no, scroll. I've not watched season 4 yet, which we'll get to. I'm actually almost done with Gen V finally. So
finally,
I'm gonna finish today or tomorrow the first season of Gen V. Also, Chance Pertamo is a phenomenal actor, and it's terrible that he passed away for many reasons. It's terrible that anyone passed away, but I just wish I could see him act in a million more things forever because he is such a good actor. And I know we talked about last time or two episodes ago when I don't know how long ago it happened now. It's not too long ago, but now actually seeing his work, and I have more context of who he is, and I've learned more about him as a person as well. I feel a lot more sad about it. Because when you hear just a name passing away versus actually, knowing who they are, it makes a difference.
Yep.
But that's not what today's episode is about. Well, we do have actually someone passed away in the news today, but we'll get to that. But every-ish episode, we go through a different Disney Channel original movie, or DCOM for short, and we'll basically be seeing how quality changes throughout the years in the DCOMs. And today's episode was called The Poof Point.
I had never heard of this before we watched it.
It's the same lead actor from Hounded.
It's also from the same director as Hounded.
He also made other films such as Combat Academy, Dad's Week Off, Moving Violations.
He made some movie with Tom Hanks in the 80s. I just don't remember what it was called.
A movie called Bachelor Party? That one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Anyway, The Poof Point. So the way the show works, if you're new to the show, welcome. We'll talk about the DCOM first, get into the news, and normally the main topic, not today, because again, a lot's happened. And then we'll end the show with our super weird stories, which we'll explain when we get there. But let's start today with The Poof Point. Josh, what is the point of The Poof Point? What is this movie?
So, have you ever wondered, were your parents always born, as parents? This is a direct quote from the movie. I shit you not. It's about, kids that the parents just don't understand. But this time, the parents just don't understand because they're too smart to understand. And so the parents, in their infinite wisdom of knowledge, decide, oh yeah, our lab that, we had to make this top secret project. The top secret project is a time machine. They move it into their house, and we'll get into this later. So it causes lots of explosions. That's not necessary to the point. I just think that's a funny point, nonetheless. But instead of, time traveling through time travels through them.
It's Endgame!
It is Endgame.
But only in their brain.
Yes, but it's basically de-aging them, and they only have a certain amount of time to figure out the problem before they go poof into non-existence. And on paper, I like this premise. I think that's a fun idea, and I think that it could work. The problem is that it's in a Disney Channel movie in the early 2000s.
I think the middle of the movie works the best. When the parents are teenagers, it works the best.
When it's like they're college age to like teenagers, that's when I found it like the most interesting. Not necessarily funny, but I liked the premise and like where it was going with it. And
I don't think when they're 21 it works as well, but especially teenagers because because they're roughly the same age as the kids are.
yeah,
And that helps a lot with the bonding part of it.
yeah. I did not care for this one. We're back into the era of just they're kind of throwing anything at the wall and seeing what sticks. And this, I don't like it. It's not funny like Hounded, because Hounded was just insane for so much of it. So you had that kind of fun with it. But here, it's just like, isn't it funny the parents are acting younger than they are? Ha 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 ha.
I think it's a bit deeper than that at times, but I don't think it goes as far as it needs to.
No, and that's what frustrates me about it, because like there is so much potential for kind of like, the story of like, the kids and parents like understanding each other,
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And like they could do it in a different way, but it never goes to those depths. It's just very shallow on the surface kind of stuff.
At one point, the dad says, "Horsey, horsey, horse. I want to go horsey, horsey. I want to go horsey, horsey. I need to go pee pee. Want to see?"
I would love to add in the context that this is when they've de-aged to like 2 years old, but I think it's funnier not knowing that information.
That's when they're 40, clearly. One thing I think is really fascinating to me, that because it's a problem they addressed and it fixed it made the conflict work better. The parents, when they look in the mirror, don't see themselves as they are. They see themselves as the age they think they are, which is a smart decision on the writing point of view.
Yeah.
Writer's point, because otherwise, if they just believe them right away when they're 21, they probably can still figure they're probably roughly as smart as they were when they're 40.
The funny thing with that though is like when they're teenagers, the dad is like decently tall, so like it's funny that his teenage self never freaks out. It's just like, why am I so much taller than I'm supposed to be?
The whole view is different. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with that I think is fascinating. Are the kids twins? Because they're graduating together.
I'm going to assume yes.
Because they don't look the same age to me.
No, one of them skipped a grade. I don't remember which one though, but one of them did skip a grade.
Okay, probably the kid thinks probably the son, because he looks younger. Taj Mowry is the actor. He's also in Kim Possible.
I think I saw him in Full House, like when he was like a little kid.
He played Wade in Kim Possible.
He was Wade?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's cool.
And Raquel Lee is in The Proud Family as someone. Hold on, I'm looking at Letterboxd right now for that. But she's Nubia, apparently. I have not watched Proud Family much. I did as a little bit as a kid, but
I saw some episodes here and there. I don't remember who that character is.
Yeah, she's at least in the Proud Family movie, because I'm just looking at Letterboxd. But anyway, this movie is a fascinating trip, because the crux of it comes down to a dog took what they thought was a toy. That's it.
It's so funny to me, and we take notes typically we take notes every time we watch one of these, just because we need to, and
it helps.
It helps. I think it's very funny that the machine can detect when the part is missing. It just felt like fucking with them the first time. Because the first time that they do it, they're testing it on goldfish. The machine does not say that there's a missing part and like, something else. But then when it goes haywire and then it happens to them, then it's like, oh, missing part. It's just like, why are you only saying this now?
I think the funniest part is because of the years they had to clearly program in words and sayings for this thing. So the words, the poof point, were programmed in, meaning this was always an option, and they knew it could have happened.
So they developed a time machine that they also knew had the function to de-age someone. And I'm assuming that it can also, like, rapidly age them up, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, it does, technically, by the end.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It fixes them. Which also brings me to the next point, is that technically, at the end of the movie, they fixed the machine. Also, spoilers, guys, for this 20-year-old decom. But that's all the decoms. We spoil them. Don't worry. At the end of this movie, they get fixed because the kids realize that, hey, we're smart too. Apparently, they're smart enough to understand. the machines of 40-year-olds who have done research for decades.
That's so funny to me. Like when the parents are like 2 years old and they have like maybe 10 minutes left, they're just like, okay, so they did the math this way, but they need to do it this way. Okay, so like we just gotta redo all the math. I'm just like, it took them hours to figure out the right formulas for this, and you have to redo it all with this new information in 10 minutes?
Probably, weeks, months, or years even to get everything just right. But my thing with that, okay, hey, they did it based on the math of the weight of a goldfish. Let's fix that. Okay, the math is fixed now. Oh, awesome. The part's missing. Let's fix that too. We found the part. Okay, that means everything works, right? Meaning it should have just time traveled them.
That's what I'm saying.
The end of the movie should not have fixed them. It literally should have just fixed the machine, which their intended purpose was to take them to 1800 something.
Look, it allowed the film to end, so I'm okaying it. I also find it very funny in the beginning when they're like just typing in stuff into the computer. They're just saying like, all right, a squared, y cubed, b squared, stuff like that. I'm just like, you do understand letters in math represents values. So it's just like, you don't type in letters into a computer for this stuff. That's not how it works.
You don't know their formula.
I guess their formula was just letters, I guess.
It could have been the value of something else, but at that point, just type in the fucking number. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think it's odd that the dad hates dogs, but they have a dog. So yeah, I guess it was always an odd thing to me.
Like, the reason they give is that the dog, like, wants one of his thesis papers. Well, not their dog, but, like, a dog. And yet they have one, nonetheless, despite him not liking the dog. And it's also implied at the end that the dog took the thing because, like, he wanted attention from the dad.
Mm-hmm. Which is odd. The crux, this is our endgame level rat hitting a button thing. There's a dog that walks into the lab. I think it's downstairs.
It's in the basement, yeah.
Yeah. Why is the dog's play area? Like, the dog had a bed and toys downstairs.
Why would they keep their lab door open when, explosions constantly happen from there? That's kind of a plot point, is that they cause explosions all the time.
And I'm so confused by why the dog's bed is down there in the corner of the lab.
He just wanted to be closer to the dad, I guess.
Bring the bed upstairs. Bring the dog upstairs. Don't allow them downstairs. That could fix all things.
It's very well established in this movie. These parents are terrible at being parents.
But on top of that, the dog breaks this machine by chasing a little bug, like a cricket or a cockroach or something. Can't get to it, but accidentally brushes against something that pops out a little ball with a stick on the end. And that ball of stick was this flux capacitor. The whatever we got MacGuffin.
Yeah.
And it looks like a doggy toy. Of course it does. So the dog takes it. And then just hides it in the corner of the lab. The missing piece is a big red ball, and it's on the floor of the lab that they're in. Oh no! Where is it? Let's look in the floor.
It takes them so long to figure out that, like, oh, a part is missing that's integral to this thing working. Okay, let's find it. It's something.
They do have at one point a good idea, which is I think when they were teenagers, of hey, let's look at the schematics of this and see if it's all checking out. And all she does is kind of just glance around some things. Like, how do you ever know if an actual part is missing by just looking around like that? You have to take things apart or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. I have one of my favorite quotes is from the beginning. There's no context to this. The kid says, "I'm going to be an urban slug." I'm like, what in the fuck is he talking about? Is that slang from the early 2000s? Apparently, that's the name of the band that he wants to be a part of once he gets to high school. Okay, I'm not a person that's ever played in a band. That's a god-awful name. That's on the level of Loaded Diaper from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's terrible.
I wrote a note saying I love that name of Urban Slug.
It's so stupid. Also, when we see the band, and like, please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but is it common for a band to have 5 people on electric guitar, 1 person on drums, and 1 singer? I feel like that's not how a band of that kind is typically supposed to work.
That was funny. Also, the long, blonde, like, micro braid dreadlocks.
It's not an early 2000s movie. There's not a white kid in dreadlocks.
That was a shock. Also, of course, the movie ends with a big rock band, electric guitar riffs with a giant party of over 100 plus kids all jamming out.
That part is so goddamn hilarious to me because basically it's at the graduation, the kid wants to audition for the band and they're like, all right, we'll come over to your house, tomorrow at 3. Okay, fine, whatever. That's cool. And then somehow it transforms from going from an audition to a party with over 200 people. And the guy that's running the audition, he's just like, yeah, I don't know where all these people came from, but like, we're having a party now. It's just like, I'm sorry, what?
What? This movie had 3 writers.
Oh, no.
One of them wrote Busy Town Stuff. That's kind of cute.
I don't know what that is.
The other one wrote The Land Before Time. Also, Xenon, Z2, Z3, Phantom of the Megaplex, Smart House.
It's all coming together.
Cowbells, Original Parent Trap. I Do, They Don't. Go In the Army Now. What is this? A Troll in Central Park.
Yeah, this person has written a lot of DComs.
Yes, and also, and then Matt Friedman did a thing called Dreadlock 2 and Bloodsport.
Naturally.
But so we had one like veteran decom writer working on this. Also, but the fact that he wrote The Land Before Time, which is a fun and decent movie for kids, in this, I don't think this is okay. Are you giving this a yay or a nay overall?
I'm gonna give it a nay, just because like it's not I've seen worse DComs and I've seen worse kids movies, but there's just like the humor here is okay at best, and the plot has interesting elements to it, but the execution just wasn't there. Like, I can't like see myself watching it again and being like, okay, I can stand watching this. I just be like, I just wanted this to end.
Would you show your fictional hypothetical future kids this movie?
No, this was definitely not be one of the first like 20
on the decom list.
No, this would be lower. I think there's other more insane ones. I'd rather show them Hounded first than show them this one.
That's kind of fun.
Exactly.
Overall. I think my problem. I'm sorry. There's a thing that the dad says in this that is the words "the Ron Man," our political hero Ronald Reagan, and I've laughed at it so much today because I am very anti Ronald Reagan, and just hearing those words, I'm like, yeah, this is made early 2000s.
It's so funny. The funniest line to me that is a genuine great joke. It's when they're 7 and the kids are trying to figure out, okay, like how do we like get them to like do what we want because they're acting like they're babysitters, and they're like, we'll take away your TV privileges for a week, and they're like, I don't even watch TV. Then one of them's like, we'll tell your parents you're not allowed to read, and then they gasp and they're like, you can't do that. I love to read. That to me was
I
very
like reading
funny.
more.
That was really funny to me.
That was good. There's a lot of good one-off lines I liked overall. There's also, I think, lines where I'm like, that writer just had a thesaurus.
Oh, for sure.
And they just replaced line word for word in the sentence with bigger words. It was like, are you going to advance your education? Are you excited to advance your education at a higher new venue or something? I'm like,
who talks like
college.
that?
You can say high school. You can say college. I don't. Are they middle school graduation? Is it? High school graduation?
It's a middle school graduation because the sister says something about like next year when we're in high school or something like that.
Okay, because it was a little unclear. I mean, they all looked like middle schoolish age, but you never know in these kind of movies.
I love the graduation. The dad is trying to do an experiment to prove time travel. It's the dumbest way of proving time travel.
What is it? He's reflecting light.
He's reflecting light. He tries to explain it, but then he sets the principal's cap on fire, and the whole time the principal is just standing there calmly while people are clearly freaking out and saying like, he's on fire, someone put it out, and he's just standing there calmly like nothing's happening.
He's like, proof time travel exists. He's like, no, fire exists.
Like, it gets uncomfortable. Like, there's neighbors that are trying to get the parents like out of the neighborhood because like, oh, they're causing like so many disturbances and explosions and stuff. It gets to the point where I'm like, I think there is clearly more here than just.
Did that feel racist to you too?
Oh, I got racist undertones very thoroughly from it.
Okay, cool. I was like, am I going crazy here? Because I'm uncomfortable with what's going on. This very like prissy white family in the suburb is like those kind of people. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you getting at here? Didn't like that. I think this movie, it would be interesting to show clips of this movie to children. When they are teenagers, relating to teenagers, and so like it reminds parents of like how it used to be as kids. It shows kids that, hey, your parents were like you once. That's like actually a good visual for children, of young children, I feel like. Here's the thing. Show them Hook instead.
Yeah, there are better movies and shows that have dealt with this kind of idea that get the message across a lot better.
Like it's partly the premise of this involves a lot of similar things to Hook, but Hook is one of my favorite movies of all time because it's much better and it stars Robin Williams and it's fantastic. Also, the youth of childhood and all that is great. This is like guitar. What's that? I forgot.
Their parents are such forgetful assholes in this that they're just so preoccupied with their work. They're just like, wait, you have friends? Oh, I don't need to know their names. They're all the same. And the dad's just like, what graduation? When the kids have told him like 5 times their graduation is today. I'm just like, how are you this much of an asshole to like...
The funniest part of the graduation to me is they didn't do the trope of I'm too busy with my work, I can't make it. They did it. Okay, we'll go, but we're still gonna do work there and just miss it on purpose.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, that's different.
It's different. Final last thing before I move on.
It's so funny to me how just nonchalant they are at the end. They're like, oh yeah, we fixed a time machine. I went to the 70s to play guitar with Bob Marley, and I'm just like, this feels like this is like a much more pressing thing to discuss, but okay, I guess. Ha 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 ha.
I'm giving this a nay overall, but I don't hate it. I think there's a lot of good in here. And I could see myself showing my kid this in the future at some point, maybe. My only thing with this movie is literally that the middle is good. The both ends, beginning and end, are bad.
Yeah, it's a thing. When the party scene happened, I'm just like, yes, those famous high school summer parties that take place at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, don't you know? It's cool. Moving on.
Please.
Movie and TV had released all of the things.
There were things that released, and some I've seen.
Your favorite franchise of all time, Star Wars, had more.
This is a primary reason why I've been staying off Twitter for so long, because I can't stand the fans.
Go woke, go broke, my guy.
These fans are such morons that, they hate it for whatever bigoted reasons they hate it, and they still watch every single episode and are somehow confused why these shows they don't like keep getting more seasons.
Oh, context. The Acolyte came out, which apparently is pretty good actually overall.
I've seen the first episode. I like it. This is a larger problem with Star Wars as a whole. It's not the most visually interesting when it comes to like cinematography and visuals, at least in the first episode. But I like the premise that it sets up, and I like the cast. But that's only the first episode.
Manny Jacinto's in it. That's cool.
Like Mandela Stenberg, the actor from Squid Game, whose name I don't remember, is in it. He's good. Daphne Keane. The cast is great, and I like what they're doing so far.
I know people are mad that lesbians could have kids because the Force impregnated them. And I'm like, did you watch The Phantom Menace? Maybe Anakin's just not that special, y'all.
It's not accurate to the lore, so that automatically makes it bad. That is the stupidest fucking argument to the quality of something I've ever heard in my goddamn life. How does something not being accurate, quote unquote, to the lore mean it's not good or not? And I'm sorry, but George Lucas, every single movie, kept making new shit up.
Every movie, new changes to the Force, every single one. So who cares?
And then, the books in Expanded Universe, that their precious Expanded Universe, the thing that George Lucas never oversaw and does not give a shit about, always introduce new things. But no. It's the new things, the things that star women and people of color and, have, gay people in it. That's the bad stuff, because it's not lore accurate. I love Star Wars. There's a lot I love in it. There's a lot that I don't like in it. But I hate saying I like Star Wars because the longer this shit goes on, the more and more bigots just keep showing up and, don't care about, hiding, their opinions anymore.
I think talking about Star Wars in real life is fine.
No, it's not. It's not.
What do you mean?
I've talked with people about Star Wars in real life, and so many of them have these opinions and ideas.
Of your age?
Yes. There are people that I've talked to that are, level-headed and have, varying opinions. That's fine. But I have met people in real life. I know people in real life that think this way, that think Rey is a Mary Sue, that think, all these stupid, moronic things. And it annoys the hell out of me.
Are you banging your table right now?
I can. I will.
So I think it's funny because people are like, I can excuse all of these aliens of different species all getting together being fine. I draw the line at gay people. I'm like, why? What is the difference? Why? You can have a diverse cast of all these different aliens and all the mingling with humans, or whatever. But different races of people, of actual humans, nah, that's not okay.
Why? I want these people to just say they don't like women, people of color, or gay people, and stop disguising it as like, oh, no, I'm fine with it. I just don't like it for like this reason that's not an actual reason.
Anyway, The Acolyte came out, uh, as well as many other properties that we have much less angry at overall. We're not angry at Acolyte. I'll probably watch it, and I would probably have a good time if I saw it.
I like it. I'm behind on so much TV, so I've only seen the first episode, but I like what I've seen so far.
I think overall, Josh, I think you enjoy Star Wars more if you watch it on your own without thinking about the rest of the world.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Despicable Me 4 came out, A Quiet Place Day 1, The Boys Season 4, Maxine, Ultraman Rising, Kinds of Kindness, The Bike Riders, Inside Out 2, and The Bad Boys Ride or Die. Anything in there you want to touch on? I'm seeing Maxine this next week because I've seen X and Pearl now.
Maxine, I think, is the weakest of the trilogy. I like it. It's fun. I think that it's saying similar things to the first two, but it's not really adding anything to it. And I think the 80s setting, they don't do enough with it. But I did like it. I think it is the weakest of the trilogy, though.
I still love your flip on X from this is pretty bad. This is not bad.
I really don't know why I went to the mindset of that movie the way that I did and just like walked out of it hating it, because then I did a double feature when Pearl was coming out of like seeing X before Pearl. I'm like, all right, I'll give this a fair shake. I'll just see, if I like it, and I loved it afterwards. Again, don't know why. This is a constant thing with me. I flip-flop all the time.
I think both of them are fine. I have no strong opinions on either movie, which is crazy because everyone's like, Pearl's amazing, X amazing, whatever. I'm like, oh, cool.
I think Pearl is the strongest of them all. I think that's the most interesting one.
I think I had more fun with X overall, but I wanted more horror in both.
You're not going to get much horror in Maxine.
I know, and I'm fine with that. I actually I was recently a guest on the Real Lovers REEL Real Lovers podcast, hosted by a friend of the show, Marley Loves Film. He actually follows us on here and watches our stuff. And I think you do as well, follow him on TikTok and stuff. And I was a guest on a show talking about Good Will Hunting, and I brought up on my last 4 watch, which at the time were A Quiet Place Day 1, X, Pearl, and I don't know, something else. And I'm talking about how X and Pearl are both like, you know what? Sure, 7 out of 10. It's good. Nothing more about that to me. Nothing. It's a little bit above a 6 to me on both of them. I think both are good, but I don't have any feelings about them.
I think that's fair. I think that those films work very well if you have either a love or a good knowledge of the kinds of films that they're emulating. I really like Pearl for not just emulating like the golden age of Hollywood in those movies, but really showing the darker side of it that those films like almost never touched on. Like, that's what I loved most about that one.
So neither of us have seen Ultraman Rising yet, but it's out there. So I'm like pointing out that, hey, that happened. The Bike Riders you've seen?
Great movie, really loved it. It's very funny to me. Everyone's doing a very thick Midwest Chicago accent, and then Austin Butler is just doing his regular voice. I think it's very funny. Just, I don't know why.
You thought Despicable Me 4 was worse than the other ones, correct?
3 is the worst of all the Despicable Me's. That's a bad movie.
And Josh knows this because he just did all the Illumination Watch.
I look out for that video coming soon. I've lost so many brain cells. It's disappointing because I could see the potential, but yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. It's there.
But yeah, I don't know.
You'll get some laughs. I'm not saying that you won't get laughs, but it's just, at this point, I'm just like, please stop. You're not doing anything new with these. You're not offering any new ideas. It's just another one.
A Quiet Place Day 1, we were going to do an episode about that as an episode, like a full episode, but then we had so much time, things happened.
I
think it's great. Yeah, I loved it. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's the best of the 3 personally, but that's just me. And we actually did an episode on Quiet Place Day 2 as our 3rd episode of the whole show. So you can go back and listen to that if you want to. But for me, this one was the kind of movie I always kind of wanted for this franchise. I still want to have like a miniseries or a tie-in comic or something for how the fuck the family, originally Lee and Emily Blunt, I don't know her name, her character's name. I want to know how that family got established, because how do you go from no noise to having all this set up? I'd love to see that, like not in a full movie, just like a little, maybe a graphic novel or something. But A Quiet Place Day 1, really good. It's a lot for a slice of pizza. Just gonna say that.
I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but I really loved her motivation and her intentions in the movie. It was nothing that I was expecting, and I adore it for that. Like, you don't see that in a horror movie, and I really love and respect it for that.
The Boys season 4. How far are you?
I'm caught up. I've seen every episode that's released so far. I love it. I don't know how I would rank it amongst the other seasons because it's been so long since I've seen the first two. I think it's great. They're going even harder with the political commentary, and it's great. I love it.
People are still confused by it. Like, wait, is this fucking Play About Us?
It's so funny to see people that are finally starting to see what the show's doing. I'm like, it's been doing that since day fucking one.
Episode 1. Eric Kripke, who's the showrunner, said multiple times that Homelander is just a parody of Trump. That's what he is. And people are like, what?
Huh?
It's not subtle. It never was. I will say that I want everyone online to please stop bullying Aaron Moriarty and Laz Alonso for just looking different for different reasons. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Like,
let them be themselves.
Just shut up. Just shut up. Shush.
It's not your body. It doesn't matter. They're doing a good job acting. That's good enough, right?
Yes, they're doing a good job acting. They're both good-looking people. Who gives a fuck?
Inside Out 2, you like more than I did.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was great. As someone that has very bad anxiety, I saw myself in that little orange demon so much. I loved it. It was great. I had a very fun time. Obviously, you can't compete with the first movie. You just can't. But I really liked a lot of the new ideas that this presented. And yeah, I thought it was fun.
Inside Out 2 is my favorite Pixar film. I think it's perfect, a perfect film. Inside Out 1, sorry.
Yeah, I meant
the first one. And Inside Out 2, I'm like, this is fine. I think I had really good moments overall, but nothing hit hard to me at all. And to me, it felt like a very safe sequel, in my opinion. I mean, again, we could have done a whole episode on that. We didn't have time. Like, everything these new releases would be earning enough for a full talk about the full thing. And we might do Maxie next week. I'm going to watch it, so we might do that still, but we'll find out. I've still not seen the Ape movie yet. The Apes.
You haven't seen it yet?
What a wonderful day! I've not watched Kevin Durant do his ape riding. No,
but hey, you finally saw Furiosa.
I did, and I loved it, and I love it.
I'm so happy you love it.
It's what I wanted Fury Road to be, and I'm happy now.
It's so good. I remember when I saw it, I went into it with the mentality of just like, oh, I'm expecting another Fury Road, and I didn't get that for obvious reasons when you see the movie, and I was a bit disappointed by that, but I still loved it. And so when I saw it the second time, I went in with took that mentality out of my head and just like really absorbed it for what it was doing, and God damn, it's so good. My only gripe with it is just I think the pacing is off in some areas. That's my only gripe. Everything else, amazing. Love it. Dementis is my favorite character ever.
I thought I was going to hate him so much from the trailers. And I do hate him in different ways. I think he's a great performance. I really think I will not like any other Mad Max movie prior to this, though.
No. As someone I've only seen the first one, Fury Road and Furiosa. The first one is wild in very different kinds of ways. It's very much a product.
Also, isn't it Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson is the first three Mad Max movies, and obviously, taking out just the him of it all. I think that his performance in it is fine. But again, I think like the rest of the series, he's
Kevin Spacey is a good actor. That doesn't defend Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
By the way, now he's teaching acting in a foreign country.
I love the tweet that he sent of just like, this is just the ending of Tar.
It really is.
It's so funny. I'm just like, hey, as long as he's not here.
Wasn't Tar like 2 years ago now? That's crazy.
God.
We're gonna move on from the new releases for now and talk about trailers. Who's been messing up everything? It was
Mike.
Oh, that bit did not land where I thought was going to happen just now.
No, I knew where the bit was going. I just felt like not playing with the bit.
Damn it, Mike Wheeler from Stranger Things. What did you do this time? Agatha All Along. The title that's changed now. I don't know how many times.
That was all literally just for a joke.
Yeah, because I think the idea is that she was messing up everything. But the trailer is interesting.
It's got some very fun vibes, and I'm very curious now to see what it's like, because I think we've talked about it before. This is like one of those shows where we're just like, why is this happening? Like, who is this for?
But to be fair, that's what people said about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very true.
And a lot of other stuff as well. Peacemaker.
Yeah. Peacemaker, Ant-Man, like so many of just these characters that's just like, why is this happening?
Ant-Man is awesome. I will always... I'm not so mad I didn't This should have been Hank Pym.
I'm
but
not
still.
saying that Ant-Man isn't awesome. I'm looking at this from the perspective of someone that doesn't know a lot of comic stuff, hearing the character Ant-Man and starring Paul Rudd, and I'm just like, who is this for?
Yes, the name alone is dumb, but as a founding Avenger, I get it. Here's the thing about this trailer. Joe Locke, I don't think should be playing Billy, but he clearly is playing Billy Kaplan, aka Wanda's child.
I've not seen him in anything. I've heard he's good in whatever Netflix show that he's in.
I want someone who's actually Jewish to play Billy. Like that's important part of the character, and it's like Jewish heritage, not just not just religion based.
I'm so curious how they're going to explain like his existence, because if you've seen WandaVision, then you know why this is confusing.
You think by the end of the show we'll have Speed again, not just Wiccan?
I have no idea.
Or are we going to get... Well, I think eventually, yes.
Because they haven't cast that character, at least to our knowledge.
I bet by the end of the show we might have hints of Hulkling, though.
We could.
People are also mad that... Again, I saw people already mad that he's clearly gay. I'm like, he's clearly always been gay. But anyway, also, I technically I know they've not said his name as Billy in this trailer. But we know at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like it's obvious, personally, but I don't know. I think the trailer all looks cool. I didn't realize at first that was the dude who did the thing. Sorry. The friend of Agatha, who's the cop guy with her, was also her neighborhood friend in WandaVision.
Oh, interesting. I'll need to go back and look at that in more detail.
Yeah, in WandaVision, like he was in the 70s, he had the afro, and he was trimming the hedges. Yeah, same guy.
Interesting, because I think I saw the one... The old lady, I don't know the actress's name from that 70s show. I could be mistaken.
The mom?
I thought that I saw her in this trailer. Like they're using her again.
It's cool to be seeing Aubrey Plaza be an outright villain.
Yes, I love it when she gets to
cool.
do roles like that. I need to actually watch Legion because she's in that like as a main character, and she I think does mischievous things. So I really want to see that.
Yay or nay on the Agatha All Along trailer?
I'm going to give it a yay. It's got some fun vibes to it. It intrigues me. It's still another frustrating thing with Marvel of just
Make a movie instead?
No, not just that. That's definitely a problem but of giving some kind of ending to something, and then they make another thing, and it's like, oh no, there's no ending to this thing. It just keeps going. So it's because
well, wasn't WandaVision? It wasn't like she just trapped in a spell for however long.
Yeah, like she takes away her magic, and then she basically makes her a character in this world. That's basically her fate that she gave her, which is a fitting end for that character. It's messed up.
Is it? What did Agatha really do in WandaVision? Really?
Okay, she was a witch for hundreds and hundreds of years. Who knows?
Sure, we don't know what she didn't know. Okay, mister. Bringing up the past, are we?
She didn't exactly help the neighborhood of get them out of this spell.
No, but she was investigating a bit, mostly for her own selfish reasons. But I think at the end of the day, Wanda caused most of that.
I'm not saying that Wanda is exempt from stuff.
It is funny to me that the song is Agatha all along. It's like, who's been messing up everything? Agatha. No, actually, it wasn't Agatha. That song's a lie. This is fine. I'm excited for it overall. And also, it's not me dissing Joe Locke as an actor. I've never seen him do anything really. I've not watched Heartstopper yet. I'm sure he's great. I would think I would like to have someone who's of Jewish heritage play this role because I think it's important to the character. That's all I was saying. But we're moving on to Pharrell Williams' biopic.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yay. I think it's fascinating and creative.
I will give it this. As much as I hate music biopics, this is at least doing something different.
For those who have not seen it, Josh, what is this?
This is the next Lego movie. Because Warner Brothers lost the rights to Lego a couple of years ago, Universal got them, and they haven't done anything with it. And this is the first thing that they've done. And it's a music biopic about Pharrell Williams from childhood to adulthood. But it's also a pseudo documentary as well, but it's entirely in Lego. So it's both documentary and music biopic. Pharrell Williams plays himself,
which is interesting. It does solve because making it voice actors make it so you don't have to hire new actors for every person. Just everyone who already is the person to just do themselves.
It's fascinating. There's so many things about this that intrigue me to no end.
Yay or nay?
I don't know.
Make a decision based on arbitrary reasons.
I'll give it yay because if this does well, then we could get more Lego movies.
Give me a Lego Indiana Jones movie. Just why not? Lego Jaws.
What's a universal thing that they could do?
Lego Frankenstein.
The Lego Dark Universe.
Yes. We're getting in a theme park form. Why not just adapt the theme park back into Lego? Did you watch the Tales of TMNT trailer?
I did. I am very excited for it.
I didn't watch it because I knew you would.
This looks like a lot of fun. I was worried that they were going to try to do 3D animation in a show budget because that never works most of the time. But they're going hand drawn with this, but they still have the aesthetic of the characters in World for Mutant Mayhem, this is a follow up to that. They have the same voice actors that played the turtles, and I think some other ones as well. This looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited for it.
The style change is fascinating because my biggest problem with the movie was the style. Like, I think it was well done. I hated looking at it.
I understand it.
So this is a nice change for my eyes. But cool. Yay. Why not? Turtles are fine. I am curious what they're going to do with them. I don't think the movie hit as hard for me as I wanted it to because I love the Turtles so much. I thought I would have done a bit more than I want, but it felt very safe overall. Which is, hey, Gen Z teens being turtles. Like, okay.
You should definitely watch the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on Netflix. Like, that shit's really good.
Why is Raphael so large? I hate it.
I don't care. It's fun. And even though I haven't seen the show and I watched the movie, like, it still worked really well. It's genuinely thrilling. Like, it's got some amazing action scenes and stuff in it. It's great.
Smile 2 trailer. I liked a lot.
For someone that was not at all curious about the first one or intrigued in any way about it, I like the premise of this one better.
Right? Like, I've seen Smile 1, and Nicole, my girlfriend, didn't watch Smile 1 and thought this is not for her. The Smile 2 trailer, she wanted to watch this movie now. Because Naomi
Scott.
Naomi Scott. She's also fantastic. I loved her in Power Rangers and in Aladdin. Ironically, weird things to say as a sentence. But she's great, and I think she can pull this off really well. This premise is more interesting to me than the original premise of Smile 1. I do think Smile 1 establishes the rules of this world and what's going on really well. And the best part of the first Smile movie is the way it's shot and edited and the way that they twist the narrative. And it's a lot of subversion. And if they do that here with this more interesting narrative, it'll be even cooler to me.
Yeah, I love the premise of like a pop star singer that, this curse latches itself onto her where she's constantly surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands of people at all times. Like, that is great. I love that.
Although I will say in Smile 1, having A-Train be the boyfriend was so weird. Because, I mean, it's Usher, right? Something T. Usher.
Jesse T. Usher. I rewatched Independence Day Resurgence not too long ago. I made a video about that. You should go watch it. And he's in there as Will Smith's son. It was the weirdest whiplash of being like, oh yeah, you were in this.
Yeah, I think that he's good. My only problem with it is I hate when partners in horror movies never believe their partner who has no reason to lie to them.
Yeah, like a person that's very clearly freaking out about something that, it clearly is not normal. Like, you should be like, oh, okay, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I'm going to try to help you. But no, just be like, no, you're being hysterical. It's all good.
Speaking of horror, though, Trap, the new trailer for it, I think is much better than the first trailer.
I am so excited for this movie. I love the premise so much.
I did too, and I thought the first trailer was really stupid. But this one made me really happy. I like it a lot, and I think the idea of also him messing with them back is really funny.
That's I love the premise of it. I think it's so cool. Josh Hartnett getting like a starring role in something again, like, is so much fun. I love it.
Who's the last in that I've seen? Oh, Oppenheimer's in, but he's in Pearl Harbor, right?
Yeah, he's one of the main characters in that.
In Black Hawk Down. He's not been like the main guy in a big blockbuster. And this isn't a blockbuster, really. It's a Shyamalan movie.
I would say though that makes it kind of big.
It is big. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying it's not like, I don't know, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
But he's a good actor. It's cool seeing him in this. And I love the little blinds look transition.
Yeah.
That feels cheesy, but it worked.
If there's one thing about Shyamalan that you can always guarantee is that there's going to be an interesting premise. Obviously, if it's executed well, that's up for debate. But this is a great premise, and I'm very excited to see
Mark Wahlberg in The Happening.
That's a case of a premise that's not good.
It's intriguing for a moment.
It's intriguing.
Have you seen it?
No. I know everything about it, though.
You should watch it with me. It's so dumb.
I don't know if I can. You forced me to watch The Last Airbender. I don't know if I could stand another.
That's the same vibe.
I don't think so.
Zelda
I'm trying to think of a joke.
games.
Never mind. Go on.
The little twink. Yeah, that's the Link.
Link is the one that's supposed to be
I know
that.
that's the joke. I made you laugh. It worked. So we got our first ever Legend of Zelda Lego set releasing September 1st. It will cost $299.99.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because, plastic little bricks costing, hundreds of dollars. Sure.
I will say it has 2,500 pieces, which that makes a bit more sense for the price, I guess.
It's still plastic.
Sure, but I'm saying as far as Legos go, like that's for the amount of pieces. It looks like it's not that many pieces though when I look at the set itself.
Oh yeah, that's like every Lego set that I've had. I'm just like, this can't be that many pieces. Then I start putting it together. I'm like, oh, now I'm seeing it. Like the Robert Pattinson Batmobile that I have is like several hundred, if not like over 1,000 pieces, and like you wouldn't be able to tell from just looking at it.
I do really want this set though because it's the Deco tree from both Breath of the Wild and from Ocarina of Time. To inside, like you can change it, which is really cool, and you get 4 minifigures. My problem with it is having the first ever Link minifigure and Zelda minifigure behind this big of a paywall is annoying to me because we have 3 versions of Link.
I'm willing to bet there's a way to buy the figures separately in some capacity.
Not yet. Eventually, probably in terms of like in weird maybe lottery sets kind of thing. But sometimes they have like you get one of these 20 figures you might get or something.
Yeah.
But until then, it'll be just this set. That's still a big paywall, $3 for 3 Links and Zelda. Anyway, I give the set overall yay. That's pretty cool. Avatar: The Last Airbender news. Also, yay or nay on the Zelda set, Josh?
I'll give it a yay. I like it.
Cool.
I don't have space for Legos right now though.
Toph Beifong.
The character?
Who else?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know any other ones?
No, that's why I said I'm going with the character.
Oh.
Netflix has launched an open casting search for Toph, just putting it out there in the world. They want actors who are here's a character is mid to late teens, blind, female, Asian. Notes say she is sassy, confident, and unfiltered. For most of her life, her strength and formidable earthbending skills have been suppressed. But now, on the run as the Avatar's earthbending master, she is uninhibited to become the fierce warrior she believes she is inside. Dance and or martial arts experience is a plus, and also actors who are blind or low vision encouraged to submit.
I am so goddamn curious if they're actually going to cast someone that's blind or low vision. It would be so
to submit
cool.
Is one thing.
Yeah, it would be so cool if they do. But
true. I think getting a blind female Asian person who knows martial arts
it's not
can
required.
act incredibly well. No, but it's a plus. But if you not hit all those those boxes there, and who's also a really good actor, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like it's a lot of specifics, like in order to get it, which really brings down the pool. But like there is a pool there that you can grab from. So I really hope that they actually do, because it would be so cool to see like someone that's actually blind, like doing all this shit in live action.
The thing is, will I watch season 2? No idea.
I still need to finish season 1. There's just too much TV right now. Like, I will finish it because there are, like we've talked about it before, there's things in it that I like, and there's things obviously that I don't think that are that great.
I will comment, I don't think the description is accurate. Or it should be accurate. The suppress her skills and now she'll become the warrior she thinks she is inside or something. What? It's different. Also mid to late teens. Late teens? This girl is 12. And it has to be the same age as Aang.
Yeah.
Or younger, potentially.
To be fair, by the time the next season comes out, like, they're gonna be in their mid-teens, if we're being honest.
I'm so pissed. I hope they film season 2 and 3 back.
They better, because...
They better. It will not work otherwise. They have to be children for this show to work.
If they end it as, like, 16, 17-year-olds, I'm like, this doesn't hit the same. This is not the same.
If the actors ages out, that's fine. But, like, the characters should stay as young as possible. I don't know, yay or nay. I like the casting call overall. Yay, sure.
I like they're making it an open call. I do like that.
Casting Naomi Scott as Toph. No, sorry, casting Tom Holland as Toph Beifong.
There you go. That's the better one.
Blue Beetle.
There's news around Blue Beetle.
We're getting an animated series in the works. It'll serve as a continuation of the movie.
Oh no, it's not gonna get a sequel.
Well, at least we're getting something for continuing this. And it's
That's
the same
not
cast coming back.
But that's not what anyone wants, though. They want to see, like, them, the people.
You should be surprised because the entire replies are all super happy about this.
I'm not saying that this, like, the series existing is bad. I'm saying, though, that the series existing means that they're not going to put in the effort to make another movie because, the first one didn't do well financially, because of the strikes, but they're never going to acknowledge that's the reason.
Right. I think Blue Beetle was never, at least at this point in time, was not in the DCU plan, but it had to already happen, and that's why they're doing this instead as a kind of compromise. And I get that a bit. I understand the idea.
It really disappoints me because Blue Beetle was the best DC movie that came out last year. Like, I love the characters. It's a lot of fun. Like,
that's not a hard bar.
No, I'm saying that it's actually like a good movie that
no, I know
from DC that came out last year, where the other ones were either like bad Flash or okay Aquaman.
Was Flash last year?
Yes,
what?
Flash, Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, Blue Beetle were all last year.
That feels wrong.
Yes.
That doesn't feel right at all. Blue Beetle was fun.
I
liked how murderous the grandma was. Okay, that's an interesting laugh for that reaction. I'm going to give this overall news. Still, I know you're probably going to give it an A. I'm giving it a yay just because we get more of this character. And it's still slowly coming back.
I'm going to give it a yay because I am happy that, we'll see the characters again. I'm just so scared that we're never going to see them in live action again because of this.
I do think animation, though, is a cool medium for the character always. Animation is not a bad thing.
If they do the right style, I think that it'll work.
But I also have Peacemaker news right now. Peacemaker Season 2 will have a new opening dance number.
Hell yes!
That has been confirmed. There's also even more Peacemaker stuff. I haven't watched the show enough to really care. But Peacemaker is happening. Yay.
I'm excited.
Donald Sutherland, the wonderful actor that he is, has passed away at the age of 88.
Yeah.
There's no good way to transition to this. I'm bringing this up because we also have Hunger Games news too, and I feel like those can go hand in hand a little bit. Of course, his career is more than just President Snow. He has done so much amazing work in his career.
He has done so much, and I feel so bad that I think Hunger Games is the only thing of his that I've seen.
Which I am in the same boat as you, but you've not watched MASH?
No, I have not watched MASH.
I have watched at least half of Pride and Prejudice.
Like, I know he did Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is a very...
Animal House.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I have seen him in something else.
Have you seen Moonfall from 2022?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have seen him more. He was in that. He was in Ad Astra.
Ad Astra, Horrible Bosses.
Ignore what I've said. I've seen more stuff. God damn it. I feel sad that he's gone. I was sad before, but I'm still sad now.
No, I'm saying I feel worse because I haven't seen as many. I've still only seen the Hunger Games stuff, but I at some point will go back and watch a lot of that stuff because I know he's an incredible actor and I know he's an incredible person. From all accounts, he's also very kind, and he also was openly pro-Palestine. But it does bring an interesting point. We're getting a Hunger Games sequel prequel, I'm going to call it, because it's in between both. It's a middle. A new Hunger Games movie is based on a new upcoming book that's already in the works. They already greenlit the movie, but the book is being written.
I think they did the same thing with Battle of Songbirds and Snakes.
Isn't that wild how much faith they have in Suzanne Collins?
I mean, it makes sense.
It's crazy. Like, imagine doing that for J.K. Rowling. It wouldn't happen, especially now. But isn't that a fascinating thing? The story will follow the second quarter Quell, which was won by Haymitch, and the book is called "The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping," which could mean a lot of things. It doesn't even mean people are saying it'll be about Haymitch's story. It might not be. It easily could be a new character still we're following.
Like, there's a lot of potential for this, and, like, people have, been saying for years, like, oh, let's see Haymitch's game, but they haven't been, like, they've been saying it more so, like, I want to see it, not because of just, like, the intrigue behind it, but because, like, I want to see what it was like. But I think Suzanne, like, with Ballad of Songbirds, she's very much going to be going at this with, like, the intent of, saying a lot, especially, like, with the current, state of the world and everything. Like, I know for a fact this movie is not going to hold back on anything, so it's just going to be a matter of if people are actually going to be able to have the intelligence to, like, see what she's doing, because that was how the whole series started, was she, this was during after 9/11, the Iraq War, and, like, going between that and watching Survivor, and, like, how it just started.
It was Survivor. I forget it was reality shows, but perfectly what she described Survivor.
Yeah, and, like, basically how that was just kind of, like, blending together for her. She was just like, oh, that's not great. I have something. I can make something about this. And then I think Ballad of Songbirds is very much a commentary on just like how fascism can just rise up so easily.
Here's what's fascinating about it to me. I feel like this book is specifically in response to fans' reaction to Tom Blythe.
Poor Tom Blythe. He's just an actor. He was doing a job, but people are like, "Oh, President Snow,
Hot.
like he's not good, but like I could fix him."
I can fix him.
It's just like you have completely missed the point of the whole thing.
Like, I saw so many fan edits of Sejanus and Tom Blythe correlating to Snow.
Oh my
Like,
god!
this is not. I mean, yeah, they're gay. Let it be.
If you've read, I've read the book. Snow hates Sejanus the whole time. He never would, even if like that was a thing, he never would have wanted it.
He never would have admitted it to himself.
No, not in the slightest. I think this will be interesting. I'm very curious who they're going to cast as a young Woody Harrelson. Because who do you...
I'm curious. We're gonna have our third President Snow casting.
What if they keep Tom Blythe?
I think they're probably gonna go with Kiefer Sutherland, his son.
That would be great. I hope they do that.
Because it'd be around that age. He'd be in his 40s, 50s. So why not?
I think no. I think Kiefer's like in his 60s now.
Sure, that age can work. I don't know what I'm thinking. Someone did the math. He works for the age they're going for.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice if they do that.
But regardless, this is interesting. At least.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what it'll be like.
I had a friend recently who had never heard of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and saw a trailer. And I was like, "They made a Hunger Games?" We're like, "Yeah, like a year ago." I was like, "What?" I'm like, actually, it was November, but still, I have. You know how Hunger Games has kind of like a fall vibe. I'm getting somewhere.
Yes, I'm curious where you're going with this.
In the first one, like in the woods, like we saw the autumn leaves and stuff. It's like fall, wintry kind of stuff. You know what else gives me a fall vibe?
I'm scared to ask what.
Knives Out, and we're getting a third one.
Is this a Knives Out casting segment? Are we bringing
We're
it back?
Knives Out casting again.
Woo! We haven't done this in 3 years.
We're adding to our Glass Onion style casting, and probably gonna have to all give all this a nay because it's probably gonna go only to Netflix.
No, it is because Netflix owns the rights.
But it's probably gonna go. No, I'm thinking it probably will not go to theaters. Is my guess. Maybe for a limited release of like a week, like last time.
I really hope they do that again because I want to see it in theaters.
So we're getting a Knives Out. It's called, what is it called again? I forgot. Dead Man's Chest?
I think it's Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake up, dead boy. We gotta show on the road. We gotta get casting. We got Kerry Washington, Josh Brolin, Thomas Hayden Church, Glenn Close, Jeremy Renner, Mila Kunis, and Daryl McCormick are all added to the cast.
Cool.
The one that sticks out to me the most in this is specifically Glenn Close and Thomas Hayden Church are the most fascinating picks for this to me. Glenn Close feels so fitting. That feels perfect. Thomas Hayden Church, I want to know why they chose him, not in a mean way. Like, I love him as an actor, and it feels like an out there pick. Also, he looks very similar to Josh Brolin. Just big chin men.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the whole vibes of this one's going to be, because we did talk about this in the last episode with Nikhil, and how he was saying that this is kind of going to be like how Agatha Christie's like series is.
This might be our horror.
Yeah, and obviously, if that is, I think that'd be really neat. We have a set photo of Daniel Craig. He's got longer hair now. I'm very curious to see just what the rest of his
He's a
vibes.
vampire now.
Imagine if Benoit Blanc becomes a vampire. Oh, I say, I think I like blood now.
On his KFC chicken sandwich.
I don't know why I went on, I say, like, I'm just like, I'm really going into the Foghorn Leghorn of it all.
Oh, God. Mila Kunis is also really fascinating for this. I hope she plays a very serious role in this. Because we've seen her do comedic a lot, and we've seen her do kind of just like a very neutral kind of character. But having her be very dead serious, or even be a horror villain, would be fascinating.
She actually did a movie with Glenn Close a couple of years ago, where it was a fully serious movie where she was a mother that was a heroin addict trying to, like, get off of it, and she did a very good job in that.
What's it called?
4 Good Days, I think. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, I want to know who's going to be the killer, either Jeremy Renner or Josh Brolin, because the last 2 movie killers, spoilers alert, were MCU actors.
God, if it's one of them, that'd be really funny.
If that's the tell every time. Yay on all this casting, but I'm gonna give this a nay because as of right now, it's not gonna probably go to theaters.
Yeah, we sadly have to keep up tradition and give it a nay.
Tradition.
Oh, did we also talk about how Kaylee Spaney, Josh O'Connor, and then someone else is also in it?
That was all last time.
Okay.
But now we have, speaking of Pearl and stuff earlier, Mia Goth. Well, apparently, this is a Blade news, and this is the only Blade news I will say today. There has been a month of Blade news of small things like directors leaving or joining or whatever. Until we know more things about Blade, I'm leaving Blade news out.
I don't think Blade's ever gonna come out.
That's why I'm saying this. Mia Goth was set to star as the character Lilith in Blade in the previous script. She is, as of right now, still attached to star in the film.
Who's Lilith supposed to be?
You're not aware of your Blade lore, Josh.
I've seen only the first Blade movie.
She's like the daughter of Dracula.
Oh, okay.
In the first version of the character, like the second one was more like a demonish kind of thing. Fun fact: her first outfit, we see like, really. I'm gonna take a picture of this, and I want to know what do you think her superhero villainy costume was like as a daughter of Dracula?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and just say lots of boob.
Ironically, more stomach than boob.
Okay, that's not the answer I was expecting. Oh, one of those weird ass designs. Okay.
All spandex black habit, but a weird cutout between tummy and side boob.
That's such
up
a
the neck.
What a weird like.
Why did I say tummy?
Like it looks like these kinds of costumes look like the designer just kind of forgot to like make a zipper for the front. They were just like, it's fine.
But that's not been really the case with what Lilith has looked at for a long time. A more normal-ish look for Lilith now, the more demon-y thing. Let me show you this, is like vest.
Vest.
Like this. Like, here you go.
Okay.
She's a cool character. And Mia Goth is a great actor, so her playing like, if she is also the villain of the movie, it'd be even cooler.
I think that'd be fun. I think that she brings a fun presence to the movies that she's been in, so I want to say I'm excited. At this point, I don't think this movie is going to happen. I think eventually Mahershala is going to leave the film because it's been taking so long. And like, I feel like if I was him in this situation, I would either do everything in my power to get the ball rolling and kind of take control over it, or just be like, this is not worth my time anymore. I'm done. I'm gone.
Yay on the casting, at least. Interesting. And that was, again, in the previous script, she was going to be in the previous script. In the current script, no idea. So
she's just Mia Goth.
She's playing Mia Goth instead. She's playing Pearl, actually. More MCU news, though, in that Avengers 5 is still happening, fun fact, once we get, eventually. And this news comes from Benedict Cumberbatch himself. He confirms he will return for the movie, and it begins filming next year. That's concrete news.
Alrighty then.
Remember originally when both these were Avengers 5 and 6 were going to come out in 25?
Yes. What fun times that was.
What fun times.
Okay, to be fair, if you didn't have
that was crazy.
If you didn't have the combined things of everything with Jonathan Majors happening and then the strikes happening, I think we would have gotten these films coming out next year.
Do you actually?
I think. I think. Obviously, those are two very big circumstances of what if. That obviously...
what if?
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know.
I think with Eternals not doing well critically, as well as like the Marvels for fans and all the quote unquote woke shows and stuff, and the weird toxic fan reactions to things, it does hurt Marvel's confidence.
The constant back and forth of just like we are so back, and then it's just like it's never been more over is so stupid. People are constantly acting like the MCU, if this thing doesn't work, the MCU is gonna die. I'm just like, you've been saying that every single time one of these comes out, guys.
I'm gonna go on record and say Deadpool 3 will probably not be that great, but it'll be fun to watch. That's my think.
I'm apparently in the minority. I think it's gonna be good.
No, that's pretty common with Arnie. Everyone is so excited for it. I know just me and our friend Taj are both like, this is gonna be bad probably, but it'll be fun to watch still, I think, overall. I think the humor is not going to work very well to me, but whatever. I don't like Deadpool. I've never liked Deadpool as a character. I like the first two movies fine because he's very diluted. It's a 2-hour span for each one. It's easy.
That's the one thing that does surprise me about this one, is that it is only 2 hours. Like, I thought they would try to like milk it for as long as they possibly could.
I also don't like how much they're pushing, like, he was the only one who could be Wolverine, which like all the marketing is like, there's only been one Logan. I'm like, that's not a good thing. That's not going to be helpful to whoever plays him next.
I think we're going to be seeing Wolverine variants in this. I don't think that it's just going to be like only Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Sure, but then don't promote it like that. I think it's a lot of it's like, we have Hugh back because no one else can replace him. Like, stop saying that. That can't help your cause. Also, if any movie will like be the big thing for Marvel at this point, it's gonna be Fantastic Four. It better be. Please work. Please be good.
They've been taking their time with it, so I think it probably will.
But I'm more excited for DC at this point. Genuinely, Superman. We'll get to it soon, but that's where my head's at. But Avengers 5 news, yay or nay?
Yay? Question mark.
Shrek 5 is coming out in 2026. Confirmed next. We had a post yesterday even about it from Rotten Tomatoes and stuff.
I'm gonna give a hot take. I honestly don't care.
Me either. I'm interested vaguely though, because why now, and why are we also getting confirmed now a Donkey movie in the works with Eddie Murphy? Both of those are confirmed in the past month.
I again ask, why?
The Last Wish is why.
If it's like The Last Wish somehow, some way, cool. I doubt it will be.
But that's why it's happening, very clearly to me.
I think DreamWorks is doing both of these more so for, like, the meme of it all, of just, like, people are like, oh, yeah, Shrek 2 is, like, the greatest thing ever. We love Shrek so much. I don't think that it's going
people
to
People like 3 or 4, though.
Yeah, people hate 3 and 4. They're also not good movies.
I have not only seen 4 one time. It was in theaters. I saw it once.
I rewatched it a few years ago. It is so boring and dull and just not interesting at all.
You can actually do a commentary watch along of all 4 of them.
I don't think I could sit through all 4 of them in one sitting.
I didn't say. No. I mean, like, each one a different day.
Ah.
Well, if this comes out in 2026, hopefully you'll already be living in Cali, and we can just, like, watch them together on the couch.
Fair.
Yeah. Sure. Yay.
To be fair, Puss in Boots, like, is an okay movie. Like, when the sequel got announced, I was just like, no one asked for this. Why is this happening? And it's an incredible movie. So, like, I'll give this the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it'll be good.
I will say my least favorite phrase on the internet probably is "no one asked for this," because, like, who gives a fuck? The point is you're making art. Art doesn't need to justify its own existence.
No, I agree with you on that. It's the constant, like, sequels and reboots of stuff that make me go, like, who really asked for it?
We do also get hundreds of original movies every year. People also just don't pay attention to all of them.
Yeah, that's true. We do, though.
We try, but there's a podcast we talk about the ones that people care about more, which is not the original stuff as much, probably. Just gonna say it right now. Like, Kinds of Kindness, we would never do an episode on it.
We could. People wouldn't be interested, though.
It would not get any views.
People would be like, what are they? What kind of weird shit are they into?
You know, the scene with the weird swinging foursome where they watch the sex tape together to mourn someone. That happened.
Wait, was that during the second segment?
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom, I think. I missed that.
There's a scene where they watch the couple, the main guy, Jesse Lemons, and Liz, apparently previously had a sex tape with their best friend. They had, like, swinging and stuff, and
so that's why she makes the awkward joke of just like, so are we gonna fuck on the table? Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you missed context. That's funny. That's funny. That's what you missed. You missed the one, like, full, like, nude sex scene.
Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna do Kinds of Kindness ever on here. That's kind of the point. But we'll talk about Deadpool and Wolverine because that's where our brand is. Whatever.
What you're saying the podcast called GeekSpeak, who talks about the geeky kind of stuff?
I know. Wild thought. The boys, Josh. Eric Kripke? I don't know. How you pronounce it? Do you know?
I think it's Kripke, I think.
Anyway, he commented on the complaints about the social commentary in The Boys. He said, anyone who wants to call the show woke or whatever, that's okay. Go watch something else. But I'm certainly not going to pull any punches or apologize for what we're doing. Which is the correct response.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny to me that this is where we're at. But that's a whole other thing.
I was just going to say, like, aside from, like, the bigots out there, it feeds into people's media illiteracy of just, like, not being able to understand, like, when a movie or show is satirizing something, and they either take it, like, straight up as fact, or they just completely don't understand the metaphors of stuff.
Which is shocking, because, like, that's what 12 years of English class was media literacy class.
Well, because people never actually paid attention in it.
That's why it's also called language arts. It's literally the art of language and learning how we interpret art. But people are like, it's about English. No, it's about what we do with English and the books we read. And You read Shakespeare for a reason. You read To Kill a Mockingbird for a reason. Great Gatsby exists, whether you like it or not. You're analyzing the. Oh my god. And people are like, I'm gonna skim it, or I'm gonna watch the movie instead. You missed the details then. The Plankton. We're getting a movie for Plankton now.
Look, we're getting a Sandy Cheeks movie, so fine, sure, whatever. I'd rather get a regular SpongeBob movie in theaters. I'm very pissed that this one is going straight to Netflix, but whatever. No one cares about what I want in this world, so that's fine.
It'll be next year, 2025. Yay or nay?
I'll give it a nay, because I feel like that if this one's going to Netflix, I feel like that one's going to go to Netflix too, which is also so funny to me that we're at the point now where, like, every company does have their own streaming service, but they're so, like, lacking in actual money because of it that they're selling, you know, the rights and stuff to other streaming services like Netflix, like they used to do. So it's kind of pointless to have Paramount Plus, the place where you would watch SpongeBob stuff, when you have to go to Netflix to watch the new SpongeBob movie.
I have Paramount Plus solely for Survivor and Big Brother. That's why we have it.
I have it and I don't use it.
You use it when we watch Survivor.
When we watched Survivor, I watched the first episode of Knuckles. That was a lot of fun.
Minecraft, not the movie, but other media for Minecraft is happening now. We're getting an animated Minecraft TV show series in the works at, again, Netflix. Netflix is on a roll right now, and I'm shocked.
Well, is it they're on a roll, or they're just throwing money at anything?
Regardless, they're getting like hit properties. And I don't know why. You're right. Everyone's just selling everything to Netflix right now.
Because they're the only ones that are dumb enough to be throwing money at everything. Again, I've been saying this for years. It's going to backfire. They're going to die a horrible, slow, painful death of lack of money. But they're going to keep doing it because they're idiots.
I would love to see a Minecraft animated series where it's like just 10, 15-minute episodes, like old cartoon style, like 20 years ago. I say old. 20 years ago, or you watch something on TV, a half-hour block is 2 episodes. Do that for a Minecraft show. You don't even need any dialogue. You can do fun little shorts. They basically that already exists on YouTube. Like people have done 1,000 animated Minecraft shorts, basically just funny hijinks in the Minecraft world. Do that. That would work really well.
It's a show that with the world of Minecraft, there's an infinite possibilities to the things you could do with it. But knowing them, they're not going to do that. They're going to do some stupid generic bullshit.
Minecraft story mode stuff.
And look, I love Minecraft story mode. I love the premise of it. I love Telltale's games and stuff. But that should be the only time you do something like that.
Yeah, I don't love Minecraft story mode, but like it's fine. But you shouldn't do that again. Make this just like a bunch of fun little shorts. That's all it needs to be.
Just like
if that's the case, then yay.
Do what you did with the Cuphead show and like emulate like Looney Tunes style cartoons, but in Minecraft form. There you go.
So I can send you a bunch of clips that are shorts and stuff that people have done on YouTube that are basically that exact thing.
And I imagine that's good.
It's pretty fun. Yay or nay on the Minecraft new show we're getting on Netflix?
I'll give it a nay because Netflix's track record of good stuff to bad stuff is very, 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 very small.
Do you like Stronger Things overall?
I like what?
Stranger Things, Stronger Things.
Yeah, I was just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Overall, yes. I'm not a fan of the Zionists in it right now.
Just 2.
I know. That's why I put an S on it for plural.
The S's are sharp in the microphone. I didn't hear that. I'm so sorry. The new Office TV show we're getting, the spinoff, is reportedly called The Paper. It will follow Dunder Mifflin, the documentary crew from that first show, as they focus on a dying historic Midwestern newspaper and its volunteer reporters. Again, you could just not have this be a spinoff.
This premise alone can be its own thing.
But I think if they made it its own thing, people would just say it's copying The Office, and this is a way to negate that.
Yeah, but if you're saying that this is like a sequel series, whatever you want to call it, to The Office, people are going to be expecting like, oh, it needs to have all the characters come back, it needs to have this, it needs to have that, and then when it has none of that, people are going to be like, oh, this is such bullshit. I wanted this.
So are you expecting a How I Met Your Father shoehorning in people from the old show?
Oh, 1,000%.
I mean, it's Greg Daniels working on it again. I think he does a good job.
I don't doubt it's going to be funny. I'm not denying the potential good quality of it. I'm just saying, in the current landscape of everything being a reboot or a remake of something, or something that has to be a legacy sequel of some kind, like, we're going to be getting those old characters back, but in a very unrealistic manner that doesn't make any sense.
Do you expect more than 2 seasons?
No.
Okay.
If it gets more than 2 seasons, I will be surprised.
Will you eat your shoe?
No, I'm not gonna eat my shoe. I'm not gonna make that kind of a bet.
Oh, damn. It'd be funny to see on camera. Anyway, that's our The Office news today. I know, crazy. But we do have other TV actor-ish news. You've seen Lost? Any of it?
Nope.
Have you seen Ant-Man?
Yes.
You know who was in both those things?
Nope.
Evangeline Lilly.
Oh yeah.
And she says she's stepping away from acting now. She says stepping into your dharma replaces the fear with fulfillment. I might return to Hollywood one day, but for now, this is where I belong.
All right. You do you.
Someone said, damn, Quantumania broke her. I don't think it's Quantumania's fault. I just think life is messy and things change. Also, you're rich.
Yeah. And like
you don't need to act again. Go on.
That's the kind of like that statement that she gave. Like she's very clearly like on some kind of a journey, whatever that is, and like
Well, Dharma also makes me think about the show Lost. But
I don't know if it's.
You've not seen Lost.
I'm aware because I've heard many different things about it, so I don't know. Anyways, we're not going to talk about the quality of that. I'm saying that whatever journey she may or may not be on, good for her, and just like do your own thing.
It might also be repercussions for her anti-vax comments.
I forgot about that.
But also, I don't know. If you're anti-vaccine for yourself, that who cares? At a certain point, just don't go places. Which is why he's away from acting now. Cool. I hope that you're happy in life. Whatever. I'm curious to see if they'll just replace Wasp for Avengers 5 and 6 or whatever now.
I'm curious if they'll add Wasp to it.
Have you played the game Watch Dogs?
I know of it. I have not played it, but I know the idea of it.
You know how everyone is simping over President Snow?
Yeah.
Tom Blythe is back, baby. He'll be in the live-action Watch Dogs movie alongside Sophie Wilde.
All right.
That's a report from Deadline. Video game movies and shows seem to be improving, so I'm gonna give this a shot.
I'll give it a shot. The premise, from what I know, could lend itself to a decent story. Obviously, will it be a decent story? We'll find out. I rewatched the Mario movie last night. I don't have faith in.
Not good from the jump.
No.
So we are now in our DC stuff, which in the past has been a bad segment for us.
It's been a bad segment.
It's improving.
It's been far more consistent now because things actually are making sense.
The Lantern Show, just called Lanterns, which I think is a bad name, has been greenlit for 8 episodes. The series will follow Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan as they are drawn into an Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Chris Mundy from Ozark will serve as the showrunner, and Damon Lindelof and Tom King are co-writing, which is fascinating. Will it still be on HBO? We'll find out.
Probably.
Because this is a show that's been announced like 10 times over at this point, I feel like.
10 times over with different variations, with different kinds of lanterns and stuff. There's so many different things.
Yeah, we also at one point had Guy Gardner different cast for the same show. This show is interesting to me. I wish it was a movie. That I don't want to see a TV show budget Green Lanterns.
It's not going to be a TV show budget. It's going to have streaming budget, which is, a stupid amount of money that TV shows shouldn't have because...
Right, but the VFX will be drawn out over 8 episodes still. And that, I worry.
I mean,
we saw Secret Invasion.
Yeah, you have, like, the one scene of bad CG in the final episode. But, again, you look at, like, Stranger Things and, that is...
That's fair. That's fair. But we're moving on to our final... so yay or nay on this show being greenlit with the premise we have.
I'm going to put more faith in this than I do with, like, some Marvel shows, because I feel like Gunn...
It's new!
It's new, and I think Gunn is doing it for a specific reason, because the story needs to be told in a show format.
No, I want to end our news today with the big boy. You know what it is.
I don't think I do.
There's a star, man, baby, and everyone's using that same theme song for this character now. We got Superman news!
Bah!
Let's start with some casting. We got Beck Bennett, who you might know from playing Vladimir Putin on SNL, and only that, sure. Was cast as Steve Lombard of the Daily Planet, who is often a mustachioed, big kind of jock kind of guy. He was in the Snyder world and Man of Steel and BVS. Didn't look like how I would picture Steve Lombard, but he always kind of plays a macho guy. He was hitting on Lois Lane with the tickets to whatever game it was or something before in Man of Steel.
Interesting.
And this one, he's going to be Beck Bennett playing the, you know, probably the sports reporter. He's in My Adventures of Superman as well. He's a sports guy with a big mustache.
Yeah.
He almost always has a mustache, but cool. I like Beck Bennett enough. This would be a fun casting, I think. We have Michaela Hoover cast in Superman as Cat Grant, the reporter. So we are getting a full-on human civilian cast being filled out here, which makes me really happy. Did you see Michaela Hoover in anything besides like she's Floor in Guardians 3?
I mean, that's a
really
voice that doesn't do a whole lot for
she's
me.
she's in the Suicide Squad as Camila. I don't know who that is. She's in Guardians 1 as Nova Prime's assistant. She's not been in a ton of stuff as anything big yet, so this is kind of a newer role, like a newer thing for her probably. But that's cool. She's 39 years old. She's an actress and producer. She was also in the movie Love Hard. I don't know if you saw, as Chelsea Lynn.
No.
But Cat Grant is a really interesting character. I hope if she adds enough sass, I'll be cool with it. And then, of course, we have a lot of set pictures. But before we get that, we have Christopher Reeve, his son, Will Reeve, appearing on set of James Gunn's Superman, and he will have a small cameo part in the movie.
That's fun.
Which is much better than the dragging the Christopher Reeve dead body back onto the Flash.
What do you mean? It was such an impactful moment. He showed up and stood there and looked.
Along with Supergirl beside him.
Exactly. That means it was all worth it.
But there's pictures of Will Reeve like holding and like hugging James Gunn, and they seem very happy together, and it seems like we're very much respecting the legacy of this previous character. And that alone gives me more faith in this movie than anything else does.
Yeah.
And also people are like still calling this movie trash. There's Snyder fans. I'm getting Facebook ads every day for like Snyder cultists being like, "Oh, this movie looks trash. The suit's terrible." I'm like, my brother in Christ, this looks so much better than any Superman suit we've ever had for Snyder. In terms solely of looking like a comic accurate Superman costume.
I am so excited for this movie to have a scene of him saving a cat from a tree, because I feel like Gunn is going to do that, and to have
pictures of it. There's sad pictures of that happening.
And for the Snyder cultists to just be like, Superman would never do something like that. That's that's so stupid.
Oh,
and like, oh,
I've already seen those exact comments on posts about those sad pictures. It's the picture of things where like Superman would never have time to do it. He has bigger things to do. I'm like, what do you mean? Also, here's a picture of the Daily Planet. Clicking this link for me of Snyder's Daily Planet, followed by the DCU's. Again, I'm not here to hate Snyder. I love Man of Steel. It's probably my top 20 favorite movies of all time. I love Man of Steel, and I really, really love a lot of Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. We did a whole episode on bad movies we love, which has a lot of caveats to it. But we talked about our love and our like of Batman vs Superman on there. And I think I like Zack Snyder's Justice League overall. It's coming to theaters again soon. I'll probably go see it in theaters for 4 hours. But, I do think getting a more classic feel for this character and a feeling that feels just purely earnest and sincere is what I want right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that comparison, Josh, and I sent you just now?
Wow. One looks like a building, one looks like the Daily Planet. Crazy.
Which one's which?
I wonder.
So let's go over some set pictures, shall we? Because if you haven't seen, they've been everywhere. Wait, we got... Hold on, is this real? This makes me so happy. Hold on. It's not actually crypto. We got a picture of a golden retriever, though, on set in a Superman costume. You're a good boy. But let's talk about this for a second. We got set pictures of Superman doing a lot of fun things. We got him standing next to Mr. Terrific, and who played by... Hold on, I want to make sure I get this name right. Okay, is it Edie or Eddie? I'm going to say Eddie Gothegi. I don't remember his name, and I'm very, very sorry for that. He was also in X-Men First Class as Darwin, for short-lived character. But he's great, and I'm excited to see this performance. We also have, of course, that's casting has been done for a while now, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, with Isabella Merced as Hawk Girl, and they are all dressed like Mr. Terrific, which is a funny thing. But I don't think it's the worst choice. It leads me more to curiosity than anything else, because Guy Gardner is supposed to look a little stupid. He often has either a really nice crew cut or a stupid fucking bowl cut. They went with the bowl cut this time. He has the red hair here because he has an outfit. Again, it's the exact same outfit as Mr. Terrific's, minus change the red accents for green accents. For Hawk Girl, same thing. Change those accents for orange ones, but give her a helmet and a mace, which is a weird choice. I'm not gonna lie, but there's clearly storytelling reasons for this. we know these characters well enough to know that this is not going to be their final look ever. The rumors are that Superman is going to inspire them to be better heroes and stuff. Is fascinating. There's an LT Lord Tech logo for Maxwell Lord that seems to be implying Justice League International, which is a team that at one point Maxwell Lord helped back some and had some like intentions with. So if you have superheroes be kind of like corporate suitors for Maxwell Lord, it's odd. But the weird thing about it to me is who they picked. Because I feel like the three characters I picked would not be three characters who would work under a corporation. Guy Gardner is the least corporate lantern there is. And I feel like Hawkgirl is such a rebellious character. Also an odd choice. Mr. Terrific, being someone who's fought against oppression for a long time as well. Also an odd choice. And also he's a tech genius. Do you know anything about Mr. Terrific, Josh?
Not in the slightest.
He has big metal balls he rolls around.
All right, then.
They are called his T-spheres.
You're not making it any better.
They're fun. Basically, they're little like nano balls that just can do whatever he needs them to do. And they're awesome. And he's a cool character. I do like there's like footage of Superman flying down, landing, little kids running, and Guy Gardner like putting his hands up and like, hey, everyone, we did it, or whatever. No one paying any attention to them. They all run to Superman in happiness. And that makes me also really happy. He has the S on his cape.
I'm very happy.
Josh, what are your thoughts on? I want to hear you more dive into the best things about all this to you so far.
It just looks like the gun understands the hopeful, happy vibes that Superman is supposed to have that we've been, deprived of in mainstream media for so long because, like, oh, that's not cool. That's not what, a hero's supposed to be. Like, he needs to be tough. He needs to be a badass and stuff. I'm like, that's like that's not who Superman fundamentally is supposed to be.
He is a badass, but he's more badass because he's cool.
Like, that's why I love My Adventures with Superman so much, is because it embraces everything that Superman is supposed to be. That's why I love, like, the original Christopher Reeve movies so much.
I have a lot of problems with that movie, but I think it overall gets at least his sincerity across. That's the most important part of the character.
And like, I understand the base concept of Man of Steel, of him kind of starting out more dramatic and more just like, who am I? Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't think that's a bad starting place for the character. I just don't think the character ever gets to the point of where Superman is supposed to be Superman. We never see that growth. We never see that change. That's why I don't like that version. Minus the, whole final act of Man of Steel and of him just blatantly not saving people. But,
do you
it is
like
what it is.
the trunks on Superman, like, suit, corn sweatsuit?
Yeah, I don't really have an issue with it.
I love him. That's one thing I really wanted for the suit. Also, I know when the suit reveal happened, I was iffy. It's hard to tell until I said it before. When that suit reveal, I said I want to see him standing and do things first before I really judge it. Now, studying him doing things, I'm like, okay, I love this. Also, they fixed the collar. It's much better than it was before. It was a full wrap around the neck, and now it goes down like more of a V shape on the collar, and it's better looking. On top of that, the entire demeanor of him feels just kind.
Yep.
I've also only seen Corn Sweat before now in Pearl, and that's it. So that's a very different performance than I think the Superman would be. A man looking at porn in a weird theater basement is different than this.
Just a wee bit different.
Okay, I'm going to say a statement now, and all I want you to hear is agree or disagree. I'm not going to even say this is my opinion or not.
Oh, no.
I just want to hear your thoughts. Clark Kent's Gen Z perm is the best Clark Kent hair we've ever gotten. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Really? You're okay. I'm gonna say I disagree with. Well, I'm gonna hear your thoughts on this first.
I think that when you look at him as Clark Kent, it is it's the kind of
you don't see Superman.
Correct. Like, it's done in a way of where you can see Clark, but you can still see Superman if you're looking for it. And then when he is Superman, it's designed in a way that you don't see Clark unless you're looking for it.
Also, there's Daily Planet, like newspaper stands that you saw on set, and the fun thing about that to me, you can sometimes read from the bylines. They actually wrote stuff out, like fully wrote out actual newspapers. Our department had fun with that, and is clearly bylines by Clark Kent saying what a great guy Superman is, and it's very funny to me.
I really like that.
So you stand by the Gen Z perm.
It's weird to say it's Gen Z perm, but yes,
it is. People who are our age, or like even like 4 years younger than us, all have it, and apparently they're hiding, like they're lying about that it's a perm, which is the funniest thing. I just woke up one day and had curly hair. Like I see apparently a lot of like Have you heard a lot of teachers? Apparently, teachers are saying that a lot of kids are getting perms, but they're not. They're lying about to their friends about what had happened to them, which is the funniest shit. But yeah, I think that the hair works. I don't think it's better than Cavill's Clark Kent hair. Actually, it's better than Cavill's Superman hair.
Cavill's Clark hair is good.
Was good
His
for
Superman hair in both movies is bad, especially in BVS. I don't know what.
I think it's fine in Man of Steel. In BVS, why is it so slicked back?
I don't know. I truly don't know.
I think the idea was that it was windswept, but it would not stay like that.
No. And then Christopher Reeves is like, the classic iconic way of doing it, but I really like the way that this one's doing it.
I really think it's fascinating he has the curl on Superman so perfectly. Like, art department has to come fix that. Or wardrobe has to come fix that all the time, probably, making it just right.
Yep.
Do you think, I'm going to say another statement. This, and again, just disagree. The Superman and Lois Max Fleischer suit. Do you know what it looks like? What I'm talking about?
No.
I'm going to send a picture. So you have a reference. That one I sent you just now. The Superman Lois Tyler Hoechlin Max Fleischer suit is the definitive best Superman suit on screen. Agree or disagree?
No.
No?
No.
Elaborate.
It's
best one.
It is too simple. There is not enough detail. If you want simplicity, this is the way of going about it. It looks cheap. It obviously, I think the idea is it's supposed to be homemade, which is fine to a certain extent. But if I saw that and they were saying like, this is the main Superman suit, this is what he's going to wear, I would be like, oh, so you just cheaped out then? Like, I'm not a fan of it.
Follow up. The agree disagree. The Crisis on Infinite Earths Brandon Routh Kingdom Come Superman suit is better to or equal to the current Corrin sweatsuit.
I think it's worse.
You think it's worse?
I think it's too striking of the primary colors, and it looks, I don't know.
If they change the black on the emblem to yellow and the belt to yellow, would it be better for you?
No.
Okay.
I think it's the too simplicity of it. I don't know. For whatever reason, it doesn't work for me. I don't think that it's a poorly designed suit. I understand why people like it. It just doesn't work for me.
Brandon Routh has had my two favorite Superman costumes on the screen ever. The Superman Returns one and the Kingdom Come one.
I mean, Superman Returns one is just the Christopher Reeve one, just done with a little bit more money.
I would say it's much more updated, personally.
It looks exactly the same.
What are you talking about?
It looks the same, just doesn't look like it's cloth.
It's maroon.
Oh, big difference.
Also, they have it is more detailed to me personally, but I'm not even going to get into it today because we don't have time for more Superman that's not Corrin Sweat. So, I want to hear now. Do you like the Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner suits for what we see right now?
Yeah, I think they're fine. And again, this is coming from someone that doesn't have any real knowledge of either of them, so I can't really, say a whole lot about it. I think it looks fine.
Do you know what Hawk Girl usually looks like, at least?
Vaguely.
Okay, it's much different.
I'm aware it's different. I mean, again, I don't think this is like their final form in the movie. I think we're going to get, their traditional suits by the end.
Do you like Aldous Hodge's look as Hawkman and Black Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want her wings to not be able to go away. I hated that in Black Adam, seeing Aldous Hodge's wings just disappear whenever he wants to. Like, no, it's just, you're a different species. You're not just like, that's crazy to me. Like, you're Thanagarian. You are not just some random dude who can make wings appear. Any more thoughts on the set photo so far? Do you see the picture of him, like, holding up the whatever, probably a plane or something like that?
Yes. And
the way his cape is flowing is magical to me.
Yep.
I'm pulling this picture up because it makes me so happy. Also, the picture of him, like, taking off, also very cool. Corrin Sweat is, like, to me, have you seen any of the show Hollywood on Netflix?
There was like, I haven't seen it. I think I've seen like one clip that some people shared, like when he got cast as Superman, that were just like, no, this is the good dude for it, and like I could see it.
To him, like just sitting in a corner, like being in like 30s, just talking about life, it feels so fitting to me. But this is the picture I'm talking about right now. He's like clearly holding up something. This one picture gives me more faith in this than any photo from Man of Steel.
Yeah, because it's Superman doing what Superman is supposed to be doing. There's also color and life to it.
Also, apparently, there's a video on set of they were playing a song "Starman" by David Bowie on set at one point. Which, if you ever heard the song, it feels very Superman-esque. So that's just fun. I think it's time, Josh, to end our news and go into our super weird story of the day, though. But what do you think about all of our topics today?
Things have been good, things have been bad. That's the way the cycle goes.
You excited for Frozen 3 in 2026?
I don't give a damn.
Okay, how about Mario Bros. 2?
I really don't give a damn.
Shrek 5?
Eh,
Toy Story 5?
eh,
Okay, that's gonna be a 2026 time for you. Also, an Out of Last Airbender movie, like animated movie based on the original characters.
sure.
It's more fun. But yeah, we have our super story today. And Josh, do you know anything about anything?
Never. I know nothing.
You know nothing.
Correct. I'm lucky I've made it this far.
Congratulations, you've done it. This is a topic where I have Josh blind react something from comic books or superheroes or something along those lines. We've done episodes about reality TV shows. We've done episodes about random things, about problematic things, even things we're about. Episode 1, we talked about the Punisher and Lois Lane in a certain interesting context. Wild.
Yep.
But today, I'm going to talk about the character Danny the Street.
I know them from Doom Patrol.
Shit! That was the... Okay. I forgot you've watched Doom Patrol, actually. Plan to be surprised by the weirdness of this character. Hold on, then. I have a new character for you. Josh, today, I'm going to talk... I actually had a backup ready. about just in case. Have you ever heard the character Dupe?
No.
I'll give you a hint. They made their debut in X-Force number 116.
Because that means anything to me.
He is a floating green creature of unknown origins. Speaks in a language all his own. Represented in text by a special font. He looks like a kind of a green pickly turd thing. Do you want to see what this character looks like?
I would say kind of, yes.
Okay.
Well, I certainly can't say you were lying about what he looked like.
He looks sad and tired.
You know, if I was him, I would be too.
What do you think his alter egos are?
I'm going to assume something involving a pickle.
It's just Dupe. He is Dupe. That's it.
Good or sad for him. Who knows?
He has been in X-Force, X-Statics, and the Jean Grey school at some points. He was a product of the Cold War. He was said to be a product of the Cold War era and a USA military experiment, becoming instrumental in the fall of the Soviet Union.
Okay.
He later served as the cameraman for the celebrity mutant superhero named Team X-Statics, formerly known as X-Force. He films a mission in North Africa, which is later criticized by then team leader Zeitgeist, who was in Deadpool 2, I think, as well. He feels Dupe should not be going for artistic shots. The next X-Force mission is to New York, where they are to rescue the boy band Boys R Us from hostage takers. Well, in a briefing room, You Go Girl is a character, asks Dupe not to keep shooting her rear from a low angle. That's Dupe for you. Dupe replies in his language only the characters know, while inexplicably mouthing some of his recording equipment. I don't know, man. The building is attacked by a helicopter gunship, killing the hostages and many of the terrorists. Most of the team dies also, with the exception of Dupe, You Go Girl, and Anarchist. Dupe gets high-quality images of the two slaying the remaining killers. Plush Dupe dolls are seen on the sale at the Ecstatic Cafe for $5 a piece. One of these is vandalized by Wolverine, however. It's just a fun little fact. At one point, Dupe secretly videotapes the rookie Ecstatics member El Guapo succumbing to the temptations of fame and having a threesome. So Dupe filmed a sex tape once. The released video destroys El Guapo's relationship with his original girlfriend. What is wrong with you, Dupe?
Okay.
A section of X-Force headquarters is set aside for Dupe's family, who are never seen in any panels. This part is talked about very little by the team. The team hides in the area when they believe themselves to be in supernatural danger. So, do you know what Dupe can do?
I'm curious. I don't know. Go on. I'm trying to think of words. Please tell me more about the Pickle Man.
This is in a section on this article called Brain Power. In one incident, Dupe's brain explodes. And parts of it land all across the world. What? X-Statics and Avengers fight each other to gain control of the brain pieces. Dupe, running on a backup brain in his butt, and now capable of human speech, joins in. He fights Thor to a standstill, sucking in his hammer Mjolnir and recreating multiple copies of it. Captain America states that Dupe was an American-created superweapon that was capable of destroying the entire planet. The Avengers, in the end, allow Dupe back into Ecstatic's custody after they show courage and responsibility in facing the Asgardian threat of the three sisters. He's acquainted with Wolverine, and the two even teamed up in 2 mini-series issues. I don't know, man. It was revealed that at some point, at some intermediate point in Dupe's life, he had an affair with a beautiful married woman. Her husband hired a private investigator named Chandler to spy on his errant wife. Chandler found himself falling in love with Dupe. In the end, Dupe ditched the woman to have an affair with Chandler, the detective. What do you think so far?
I can't say that this is going in the direction I didn't think it was going to go, but also, how was I supposed to know the direction of this weird-looking pickle thing was supposed to go?
He's so sexual.
To a disturbing degree.
Okay, I haven't said his powers yet. His powers, let's go with that. It's flight, accelerated healing factor, superhuman strength and durability, physical malleability, ability to replicate physical objects by inhaling them like he did with Mjolnir, extra dimensional void within a body that can store objects and people. That's all his powers. So I see.
Alrighty.
Let's get to return. So Dupe returns in a story published by Nation X anthology series where he is brought on board Utopia as a private investigator. So we had him be already having an affair with the detective. Now he's becoming his own. The story is revealed to be nothing more than a dream, however. And that Dupe is later shown living with a beautiful woman somewhere else. Once again, a random new woman.
As one does.
The first issue of Wolverine and the X-Men, no, not the same thing as the TV show, lists Dupe as an adjunct member of the teaching staff at the Jean Grey Institute for Higher Learning. So he is a teacher, for real, at Jean Grey's Institute for Higher Learning. He is eventually shown substituting Kitty Pryde's Introduction to a Religion class, though. Under Dupe, the course largely consists of watching films while Dupe takes notes. No, naps, sorry. So, he's not a very good substitute teacher. The students are shown to be comically unable to decipher Dupe's lesson plan. Teaching, however, is a cover for Dupe's real position. Wolverine alone knows that Dupe is actually the secret protector of the school, spending most of his time gathering and acting upon information regarding possible threats to the students. He again protects the unwary students from a supervillain attack post-graduation using sonic blasts. There is more about Dupe, and you're welcome to go research more, but it's weird, right, so far?
I'd say just every single facet about this character is a bit odd, to say the least.
Do you want a toy of Dupe? Because technically you can get one.
Why?
A figure of Dupe was included in with the Marvel Legends series 6 Deadpool figure, like a little side character. So you can have that. Also, a Marvel mini bust of Dupe by Bowen Designs was released in October 2004, and you can get that as well. But there's also fictional merchandise of him in universe, which is pretty fun.
All right.
He apparently also has a cameo appearance in the TV show Ultimate Spider-Man. So
that does seem more fitting for that.
He has done a few different things. He's apparently a pretty consistent member of numerous teams, but he's weird and to me a little pervy. So
Will would kind of be an understatement.
I'm just, I wanted to explain Dupe to the world because not enough people are aware of this character, and I think you should bring him in the first X-Men movie in the MCU.
It'd certainly be a choice.
Honestly, if he's in Deadpool Wolverine, I'd laugh.
I think that would make more sense.
Would you recognize Dupe now?
Sadly, yes.
That's our show, Josh.
What a great way of going about it.
Josh, where can people find you online?
Oh, I'm at places. I'm on YouTube at Josh Rudolph, Instagram at J_Rudy16, Twitter at J_Rudy28, and Letterboxd at Nerd4Film28.
And you can find me on Twitter at The Theater Nerd, or on TikTok or Instagram at That Nerd in Theater. You also can follow GeekSpeak on Twitter and TikTok at GeekSpeakPod. You also can email us at podgeekspeak@gmail.com. Or, again, just tweet us with the hashtag GeekSpeakPod and we'll find you. You can join we will not find you. We'll respond to what you say. We're not going to hunt you down or something. That sounds weird. But you also can join our Discord down below in the description to talk to us real time, vote on polls, help participate in the show itself. It's always a fun time, and we are happy to talk to all of you. Yay.
Yay.
On Friday, I'm not know when this current episode goes out, but on Friday the 12th, the podcast I was on of the Real Lovers talking about Good Will Hunting goes live, and you can hear me and see me talk about that on that show. It's a very fun time. Please go check it out. Bang bang doop.
Is that our new outro?
Bang bang doop.
I get bye, I guess.